All right, this is how we use Photopea. I'm going to put it in my Google search. It's the online photo editor right here. And I'm going to open from computer. If you have a Chromebook, you might have to download images to the Chromebook. I actually don't know how that works because I don't have a Chromebook, so let me know. This is my image I'm going to use. I'm going to open that up and it should just pop in there. There we go. I'm going to get rid of all these crazy numbers. These are the rulers. So I'm going up here to window. Nope, I'm going here to view. And I'm clicking off rulers because I don't like it. First things first, I'm going to rotate this so it's looking the right way. So I'm going to go up to edit, transform, and I'm going to go right to rotate 180 because I know I just need to flip it to the other side. And there we go. Next I need to do is crop this image. So I'm going to click on this button on the left side, crop tool, and it should automatically put a square around my entire picture. I'm going to grab the center because I want to grab the entire side and bring it down right to it, or it's touching the image. So all sides. I'm not going to go over and crop the image completely. I'm not going to touch any part of it. I'm just going to go right to the very first edge that I can touch with the side here. There we go. So I can set this by either double clicking on the image, or I can go to the top here and click this little confirm check arrow, which I'm going to do now. I'm then going to, I'm going to blow this up a little bit. I want to make it a little bit bigger. So I'm going to go to the left side again, and I'm going to click on this magnifying tool, the zoom tool. Looks same as the one on the top here, but that's a search and that's looking for things. This is zooming. So click on that. I now have access to these plus minus buttons. The plus button is highlighted, so I can just click on this image and there it goes. I can roll my mouse or I can shift my keypad, or I'm sorry, the touchpad up and down so I can center it better. So here we go. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to warp this picture because if you look at the image here, I have, it's not straight. All right. So I need to fix that so it fits the frame that I have cropped in. So I need to go to, where do I need to go? I need to click on this button first. The it's called the marquee tool or the rectangle select. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to go over to edit. I'm going to click free transform. Nope. Let me go back. I knew I was going to screw this up. I'm going to click this button and I'm going to click and drag over my whole picture so that I am selecting the entire image. Come on, you can do it. There we go. So I have a black and white dots all around my image. That means this picture is selected. The entire frame is selected. Now I'm going to go to edit. I'm going to go to free transform. Or actually, I'm going to go to transform and warp. That's what I can do. There we go. There's a couple different ways of doing this. That's another way of doing it. The other way was to go to edit, free transform, and then click the warp tool up here. Either way, it's the same thing. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start grabbing the corners and some other areas see there's this 9 square box. I'm going to grab a corner and I'm going to start pulling it very slowly right to the edge. So I took the corner and pulled it out. I'm going to do the same thing here at the top. I'm going to just grab it and pull it up right till it touches the edge of the frame. That's a tiny bit there. This I need to go to the right. I'm not going up. I'm just going straight out to the right. If I go up, then things start getting weird. I'm going to go straight out to the right. Oops, a little too far. There we go. Same thing right by the eye here. I'm going to go straight out to the right. This might need a little touch here, just a tiny bit. On the bottom, I'm going to do the same thing. Pull it down just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. I know this is fussy, but we want just your picture showing here. We don't want any part of the background, and we want this to be as square as possible without cropping out any of your original image. So I can see that my background is gone now. I just have the image here. I can double click to set it, or I can click that little check mark at the top again. Um, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go over to the little arrow here and I'm going to click somewhere outside the box. Nope, I'm going to click my marquee tool, the little um, button here, and I'm going to click outside the box. That gets rid of that frame that was hanging out outside of my picture. Next, I'm going to click this arrow tool, the move tool, so I can have access to the image. Oops. Click this and then click the image. See, I'm learning Photopea along with you. Then I click, there we go, image, and now I have access to auto tone, auto contrast, and auto color. These might work for you, they may not. If I click on one, does that look like the original more than my picture that I took? Actually, it does because it brought the blue out. If I don't like it, I can go back to edit and undo, redo, and it goes right back to where I started. I can also go over here to the right, and here's a history of everything I've done. Like I can go all the way back to rectangle select, and I can move forward again to deselect and auto tone. So you can have a lot of access to what you've done. This program is so very much like actual Photoshop. It's actually quite nice. Again, I'm going to go to image. I'm going to auto contrast. That really didn't do anything. Auto color also didn't do much, which is fine because this really does look like the original image. If I want to get really fussy with this, I can go to image adjustments and then I can click on anything over here that is in this menu that allows me to do a lot of other adjustments. All right, so once I have my picture looking correct, and like I said, don't get too fussed with using these adjustments too much because you can get lost in there, let me tell you. But again, if you make any mistakes, either go to undo, redo, and edit, or you can go over here on the right-hand side and go back in time, basically. Now I want to save this, and I want to export it because exporting it allows me some ability to adjust it. So I'm going to go over to File. I'm going to go to Export As, and I want to export it as a JPEG, a JPG. This is IB makes you save things in special ways. So JPG is one I have the least amount of problems with. So save it as a JPG. And here, this is basically a super zoomed in area of your image. You can actually look and drag it around to see, let's say you're really worried about one area getting too fuzzy or getting too pixelated. You can actually look around and see, focus in on that area. So what I'm going to do up here is I'm going to change the name to be the title of the artwork and maybe put my name in there too, because that makes Miss Hayes really happy. So I'll put Hayes example. And I might number it 1, 2, 3 if I have different versions of this image that I've created, but like different angles. This will be good for if you want to do detailed images or if you want to do multiple images of a 3D piece. So I would do like Hayes example 2. And I use underscores because I'm old school and I like having everything touching. It's already in a JPEG format. I'm not going to touch this at all, the width or the height, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this slider tool, and I'm also going to look very closely at this number right here, the megabytes. Sometimes this will be set down pretty low, and you can see it went from 4.1 megabytes to 646 kilobytes. If you know anything about kilobytes and metrics and all that, that went down really small, which is great, but it might make your picture look crappy. So if I bring this quality way down, watch what happens to the image. It starts to get pixelated. I know this is some really fussy stuff, but you want to create the best version of your image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ramp this all the way to the right as long as this number stays below 5. 5 megabytes is the absolute biggest file you can upload to IB. So do not go over 5 or else I will scream and pull my hair out. And I don't want to be bald and have no voice. Thank you. All right, I'm ready to save it. There you go. Click save. And bada boom. That's it.